Hello everyone, I'm Sean.
This is Hoon?
And we are the Courageour Frights, back once again for another movie review.
Yes.
So this time we're covering the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie.
Yeah. Some sort of movie in
Some
a
movie,
galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy. So this is a movie that you may have heard is very divisive.
Yeah, one of the most divisive movies in existence, apparently.
It's one of those films where the critics seem to really hate it, and the audiences generally seem to really love it.
Yes.
So it's one of those. There's probably a lot of discourse about it online. In fact, I know there is. A lot of very strange arguments about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into our personal thoughts about it. We're going to cover a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about our thoughts about where they're going to go with this in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
So first thoughts on the first movie, I thought was a decent start for the Mario franchise into transition into film. It covers kind of all the stuff you'd expect a Mario film to do.
It has the Easter eggs, which you would think would be put in one of these type of movies.
And this film's kind of more of the same. A lot of people are saying that this one's worse than the first one, but I mean, if it is, it's marginally worse.
It's pretty It's like it kind of is the same.
Right.
The same type of movie.
Yeah, people say it's full of Easter eggs, which of course it is because it's in the Mario world. So you're going to see the things that are in the Mario world.
Yeah.
And it doesn't adapt Mario Galaxy strictly. It kind of covers a lot of stuff. Covers tons of ground, going all the way back to the 80s, just like the first film did, and all the way up to the present. And I personally had a lot of fun with this movie, which is what you would expect to get out of a Mario film.
Yeah. You're
not going to Mario for a great plot. Or some.
You're going to Mario for dark, gritty reboot.
Yes.
in a cyberpunk dystopia.
That's 1993 version. Yeah. They already did that for you. So, yeah, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. If you can turn your brain off and enjoy playing a Mario game, then you can do it for a movie as well. It's pretty much the same experience.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're talking about a franchise that has very little plot to begin with. I mean, I'm playing Mario Galaxy now. There's like maybe 5 minutes of plot.
Yeah, that's
that game.
Like, pretty much just a Mario game, but in space. Like, it has like a weird perspective. That's what it is. It's like
that's its whole thing. Mario games are all about the gameplay.
Yeah.
So how do you translate gameplay as your primary reason for existing into a film? You can't, really.
Yeah, it's...
So what they end up doing is giving you fantastic visuals. I mean, this movie's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice looking. The animation in this is really good.
Yeah, I mean, the texturing on, like, Yoshi's face and Bowser and the hair moving in the wind and, like, all the tiny little details.
Yeah, and they also put, like, almost, like, real-life objects in this, too. At least, I don't know if it was animated or what, but it had, like, those puppets and stuff. It looked like it was real-life objects.
Oh, they did do kind of almost like the Woolly World type.
Yeah, it's like a Woolly World thing. They added inside the animation. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. There's a part where they change animation styles midway through for a segment, which we'll talk about in a second, that I thought was really neat as well. Lots of cool character moments. I guess we can just come out right now and say it because it's been spoiled by Nintendo themselves right before the movie came out. But my boy Fox McCloud is in this movie. So I'm a big Star Fox fan from like way, way back. So that was pretty cool for me. That's one game that I actually have like a story when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like everybody talks about having a backstory to like why they like a certain game or something. There was our grocery store, Giant Eagle, which is a popular grocery store around the Pittsburgh area. They used to have this thing, I don't know if they still do, but they had this thing called the Eagle's Nest, which is where you kind of drop your kid off or whatever if you're shopping. And my mom would go shopping at Giant Eagle, and when parents go shopping, sometimes it takes them like an hour or two to get done with the grocery shopping. So she dropped me off at this place. It was like a daycare thing. And they had a bunch of video games. And they had a Nintendo 64 with Star Fox 64.
Oh, there you go.
So that was like my favorite thing because this was right before I got the Nintendo 64. It was probably 97 or something like that. And I got the Nintendo 64 on my birthday as a surprise that year. And then but I had been playing probably about 3 or 4 months before my birthday. I was going like weekly to this Eagle's Nest thing and playing mostly Star Fox and Mario 64, but mostly Star Fox. And that was kind of my first experience. I was like maybe 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Star Fox was like the coolest thing ever when I was playing that. So that was my game. And then when I got the N64, of course, one of the first games I got was Star Fox. And I had Mario 64 and Mario Kart. And then shortly after that, I got Ocarina of Time. And then that's when it became like a huge Zelda fan.
Yeah.
So, but I was kind of a Star Fox fan first. So seeing Fox in a movie was really cool, even though he doesn't really belong there.
Yeah.
And he's more of a cameo, but he does have quite a bit of screen time for a character that you would expect to be a one-off.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Glenn Powell, who was famously in Top Gun Maverick. So if you're going to take your inspiration from Top Gun for Star Fox, you could certainly do worse.
That works. Like that probably works the best way to doing it.
Right. Because, I mean, if you're not aware of Star Fox, it's basically about a bunch of hotshot pilots in essentially Star Wars.
Yeah.
But with anthropomorphic animals.
Fighting like Andros, or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, Andros. It's pretty much like if people are fans of like the Redwall series, that was like a fantasy book series with all the characters are animals.
Yeah.
It's basically that mixed with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it is. And if you followed like Rogue Squadron or something as your lead, that's basically Star Fox. So, having said all that, Star Fox is a franchise that really doesn't mesh well with Mario.
Yeah.
Because it's a world where people die and it's like an endless space war. And it's not like Star Fox is serious or anything, but I mean, it's a bit edgier than the Mario world.
Yeah, Mario about jumping on Koopas.
Growing up, man, I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas.
So having Fox there was a bit weird, but something that I welcomed as a fan.
I think they did pretty well getting in it, putting him into that. They weaved him into the plot pretty well.
Right. And that's the segment I was talking about earlier. They have a segment where they give us like an anime style backstory scene, which was really neat. So we can talk more about that, I guess, later. We can talk about future stuff. So back to the film itself. So the basically Mario Galaxy movie is adapting mostly the Mario Galaxy game, but then incorporating a bunch of other stuff. They make the plot's very simple. Basically, Rosalina, who is from the Mario Galaxy game, gets kidnapped by Baby Bowser.
Yeah. And
he uses her to power his super weapon.
The Star Killer base.
Star Killer base. The Boomsday weapon, he calls
pretty
it.
much what it is.
Yeah, basically.
Because you can be anywhere in the galaxy and just shoot any planet in the galaxy.
You can pretty much destroy the universe from it. Because his dad, Bowser, when he was a child, basically put all these ideas in his head. So then he just acted on it.
Saying, like, your friends will stab you in the back or whatever. Yeah. It's like, don't have friends because they'll stab you in the back.
Build a big cannon and blow up the universe.
Yeah, have a evil roller coaster that... Actually, it's a weird roller coaster because it goes in the lava. Like,
kind of is evil.
Yeah, like literally, it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon when people used to put their roller coaster in like
pretty much
in the ocean and it blows up. And it goes in the lava and everyone just turns into like skeletons.
So if you ride it, you die.
Yeah.
So anyway, Baby Bowser does that. He kidnaps Rosalina, and then Peach and the rest of the gang set out to save her when one of the Luma, her star children, crash lands in the Mushroom Kingdom and tells them what happened.
Yeah.
And then Peach goes off to save Rosalina, and Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, who they meet earlier in the film, decide to stay back and defend the Mushroom Kingdom, but then Baby Bowser shows up to try to kidnap his dad again, who's still imprisoned from the first movie. And then they get away with Bowser, and then they decide to go off and join Peach to save Rosalina.
Yeah, because they know where she's at because he has like a letter or something. She said, I'm going to this place to
And Bowser gets abducted by Baby Bowser, who's got his spaceship or whatever. Yeah. And then Baby Bowser like rehabilitates his dad to become an evil master genius again after joining the good guys for so long. And so they all join up. They meet up with Fox along the way, and he's the one that's able to pilot them to get at least to the vicinity of Rosalina. And then they go and rescue Rosalina. It's a fairly simple plot that goes some side bar adventures, little side quests here and there, but otherwise it's a pretty simple plot.
And it goes in it got Easter eggs on the side plots.
Tons of Easter eggs. Lots of Easter eggs, lots of moments from the games, that sort of thing.
And putting number 2 or Mario 2 is in there.
There's a big Mario 2 reference where they
Odyssey
go to
for sure.
Casino place.
Yeah, Canto Bite.
Canto Bite. And they meet Wart.
Which that was a pretty clever one, because Mario 2 is all about the slot machines.
Right, that's how you get all your bonus lives.
Yeah, you get all your bonus lives, and when you click, it's has the weird slots, and it makes sense that the Mario 2 would be like the sleazeball place.
Yeah, the weird casino place.
Yeah, it's all casinos, and everyone's just gambling.
Okay, so I guess generally it's pretty obvious we like the movie.
Yeah.
I would recommend it, especially if you have kids, because I can't imagine any kid really hating this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
pretty much engineered for children to enjoy. Now, here's where we get into the debate. So I understand the critics hate this movie.
Yeah.
I understand some of the criticisms. There's not much of a plot.
Yeah.
However, some people are saying the plot makes no sense, which
I don't know.
Explain the plot.
Yeah, they must have been on their phones the whole time or something, because I don't understand it.
Pretty basic.
If you can't follow this movie, I don't know what movie you can follow. I mean,
there's not a lot going on here.
It's pretty basic with story.
Yeah, and one scene in particular, if we're going to analyze a scene I've seen a lot of people complaining about on the internet is the casino scene that we just talked about. Because they say if you remove that scene, it doesn't change the movie at all. So, well, here's what happens. We talked about the scene, but here's the exact situation. So Peach and Toad go to this hub, this galactic hub that's meets between all the different worlds. And a monkey comes up to Toad and steals his bag that has all their money in it, has all their power-ups.
Yeah,
it has
passports and everything.
Everything in there, yeah. And his unfinished novel.
Yeah, his unfinished novel.
And the monkey runs off into the casino, so they chase the monkey into the casino, which causes a whole big scene, and then that results in a big fight between Peach and all these Wart's henchmen.
Which are all people from Mario 2.
And she beats them all up, and then she interrogates Wart and gets the information that Baby Bowser has Rosalina in the space junk galaxy. Mm-hmm. And then, so they take that information, they go up to the help desk to talk to Rob, the robot that takes forever to turn. Yeah. Which is probably, honestly, one of the funniest things in the movie. And then he tells them that there's a bunch of pilots up at the main hangar. So then they go up there, and that's where they meet Fox McCloud. Yeah. And they say, here's a bunch of money, take us to the space junk galaxy. And then he eventually agrees. Mm-hmm. Which people complain about that, too, because they're like, they made him a whore for money. And it's like, he's a mercenary. He's always been a mercenary.
I'm sure the Star Fox are mercenaries.
Yeah, you get a paycheck at the end of Star Fox 64 based on how many people you killed. So the guy's a mercenary for hire. So anyway, they give him a bunch of money, and that's when Mario and Luigi and Yoshi meet them there. And then they continue the adventure with Fox and company. Mm-hmm. So they're complaining that if you cut that scene out, nothing changes. Well, except for the fact that they learn where Rosalina is from that situation.
Yeah, because Wart is working with Baby Bowser.
Yeah. So, if they didn't do that, that scene would have gone down as Toad and Peach go to the help desk, they find out what a pilot is, and then they go up there and they say, hey, Fox, take us somewhere.
Take us to Rosalina.
Take us to Rosalina.
Where's she at?
And he's going to be, where's that? I don't know. I thought you knew. Yeah. That's going to be that scene.
I don't understand where that is. That doesn't coming from. It's it doesn't. There was a purpose for the whole scene.
And then they say that they never go to the space junk galaxy, but they do. Because that's where Bowser's planet is.
Yeah, because it's this is the Bowser's planet. We need to go there.
In the game, the space junk galaxy, I think, is a separate galaxy. But in the movie's universe, which slightly changes things, which is a big controversy later on with Peach and Rosalina.
Oh, yeah.
Which everybody's complaining about that, too. But in this universe, Planet Bowser is in the space junk galaxy. So if they never got that information from Wart, they would never know where Rosalina was.
They would have not know where to go.
Yeah.
At all.
And there's a side thing. Everything turns into a side quest, but that crap happens in anything. Yeah. It's going to be like Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. The whole reason why they end up in India is because their plane gets shot down, or they lose their plane, they have to jump out in a raft, and that's how they end up doing that stuff.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a side quest. So it's that same type of situation. So they're trying to escape from the hub planet to get to Rosalina, and in the process they get shot down and they land in the dinosaur place from Odyssey or whatever, which turns into a Yoshi's Island / Yoshi's Safari tribute.
Yeah.
And then they get back off track again, and then they end up going back to where they were originally going to go. They end up on a little side adventure.
Yeah.
But it's like, they still end up back where they were trying to go in the first place. So it's like lots of adventure stories have side quests and times where they get off the trail and end up having to get back to it again. So, like, I didn't really have
it adds
too much
flavor to the movie. And
yeah.
You don't want to be like, it's a boring movie.
Cynically, it adds more Easter eggs and more stuff, but non-cynically, it's just fun stuff.
And lore.
That adds to it. Yeah, more lore.
Because the cities are not just, like, peaceful places. Sometimes they have, like, an underground to them.
Right.
Like, especially a Space Hub, because Space Hub you would associate that because
it's scum
like
and villainy.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Yeah, anywhere. Like, it's like an underground area. People kind of like, that's where the criminals like living in and everything else.
Right. So I thought that was cool. And also, the weird complaint I saw is a lot of people saying that kids don't know who Fox is. Because there hasn't been a new Star Fox game in like 10 years. But they're going to know who that is because everybody plays Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Smash Brothers has
and
three characters from Star Fox.
And Fox is a character from the first Smash Brothers. So he's a mainstay of the series. And as I just said, there's a Yoshi's Safari reference.
Yeah.
Talk about obscure games. Because they have a scene where Yoshi's running from a T-Rex, but they're doing Toads firing at a T-Rex with a super scope while riding on Yoshi's back. That's literally Yoshi's Safari. Yoshi's Safari is like one of the only games that use the super scope. So
and also I would say more obscure reference it'd be Mario 2 because they don't really talk about Mario 2.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of there's Mario 2.
It's always like
there's a Game & Watch.
Yeah, the Game & Watch
here.
Because it always goes from like 1 and 3, but 2 is always kind of skipped over because 2 originally wasn't a Mario game.
True.
It was like Doki Doki's Panic or something like that.
Mario 2, I feel like, is way more...
That was the American thing.
Yeah, it's way more nostalgic for American audiences too. Well, because it only exists for Americans.
Yeah.
Possibly Europe as well. I don't know what the PAL situation was.
Yeah.
But it's also nostalgic for Americans because of the Super Mario Super Show.
Yeah.
Because that used a lot of Mario 2 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I vividly remember watching that as a kid, and like I remember Fry Guy and like Mauser and all those guys were in that. So and Birdo and stuff. Birdo's in this too.
Which they have some kind of interesting characters. They're definitely a lot different than
weird.
Anything else.
Like they're definitely different characters from the typical Mario stuff. So I thought that was cool.
And I think they played it pretty well because Mario 2 was all a dream.
Yeah.
So they were like, if somehow within a dream world, I would say that's a little bit worse than what they did.
Canonically, those characters shouldn't exist.
Yeah, they're not there.
They're dream characters.
They're dream because at the end of Mario 2, it's Mario sleeping.
Yeah.
Like you probably could see, it's a pretty well drawn picture, but it's him sleeping in bed because he's like imagining all this
stuff.
Then
they roll the credits, and whoever the developers were that created the credits screw up Birdo and Ostro and have the two switch.
Oh yeah,
in the credits for some reason.
Yeah,
but yeah, so we end up with all these little throwbacks to all kinds of stuff, but it's all either in a side quest or in the game in the main storyline itself. There's very little in here that doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever.
Yeah, because everything goes pretty much. It goes from one thing to another, and then it goes from there. And they all... There's nothing there that's really a... Is there anything in there that's really... doesn't need to be there? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can argue a lot of stuff doesn't need to be there, but it makes some degree of sense where it's at.
I mean, you could have taken the part where Mario is fighting the people on the map. You could have taken that part out,
right?
Which shows them
Which was
being
like
the police.
Mario 3 type reference.
Yeah,
because
it was like Mario World, even Mario World. That was like literally the map from Mario World.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you could take that off, but it adds flavor to the world. I would argue it adds flavor to the world,
I thought it was clever how they were able to incorporate.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, that's pretty interesting. Where it's just him fighting off like bandits and stuff.
Yeah,
all these guys are just like bandits, like attacking all the toads.
Because there's a lot of references in there, and then the scene at the end where they're trying to save Rosalina, and it's Mario and Peach, and it's actually like Mario's big action scene because he basically saves Peach.
Yeah,
while they're trying to evade all the stuff in Bowser's security system. That was actually... It was cool the way they switched back and forth because you see what's going on in real life, and then it pans back to Baby Bowser and he's watching it on the screen.
He's like playing...
And it's like NES-style graphics.
Yeah, he's like playing like Mario Maker.
Yeah, that's what I was going to... The point I was going to make is that was Mario Maker.
Yeah.
And the fact that Mario Maker, you can shift between different graphic styles,
yeah,
that's what they were doing there.
Yeah.
So even a weird mechanic like that... Well, we just said that at the beginning. How do you show... The Mario game's main selling point is the gameplay.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate gameplay into a movie? And I said you can't, but they did.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that was.
In a way that's satisfying.
Right. It's kind of similar. Another video game movie that everyone hates, which that one has more reason to hate, is like the end of Doom. The stupid one with The Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
How it shifts into first-person mode at the end. That sequence actually is cool, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you interpret like how a game is played and make it into a movie? And like that's how they did it there.
Yeah.
But that's not a great movie. But that part in particular is cool. So I would argue that this is at least as good as the first one. It's not without any merit at all.
Yeah. Especially the critics.
And with the critics, though...
The critic tomfoolery.
The critics, though... I mean, let's talk about the critics here.
It's like...
Some of these things are over-dramatic.
Yeah.
Like, pretentious to the extreme.
Yeah, it's like it's a kid's movie. Come on.
This is what some of their critical responses. This is just off of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So famously, one guy from The Guardian said that this is worse than AI.
Yeah, worse than AI, yeah.
So a film that's bringing in $1 billion+ most likely.
Yeah.
And is really helping the theaters out.
And it's made by people.
Is made by human beings.
Yeah.
And specifically has a note at the end saying, do not use this to train AI.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It has a legal notice.
Yeah.
And this guy's saying it's worse than AI. It's like the thing that's killing the industry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
Especially a movie like this, because it's all animated.
Yeah.
It's like, this would kill... That technology was used to destroy this industry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
More than just regular films.
Yeah.
So, like, I find that comment to be borderline, like, that guy needs to be...
Yeah, he's not reading the room very well. He must be owned by, like, he must be paid by, like, OpenAI or something.
I would argue that
something.
Your job could easily be replaced by
that's
AI.
True. Actually, after reading this, probably should be.
Possibly use AI to write your article. So, anyway, that's one thing. But I thought that was extreme. But then some of these other guys, this other guy up here says... From the Globe says, whereas a cosmic beast like Cthulhu or Azathoth
I was like, what?
at least possess all-knowing knowledge in addition to their sanity-breaking powers of terror. A horror like the Super Mario Galaxy movie retains no vaguely redeeming qualities. Why are we bringing Lovecraftian eldritch gods into the
Just because Mario? The galaxy doesn't mean to have a Lovecraftian horrors here.
Maybe you wanted to see Cthulhu.
Probably.
I mean, Cthulhu, to be fair, Cthulhu is in the Minions movie.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a baby Cthulhu in the new Minions movie. So Illumination's got you covered, buddy.
Yeah. That's probably why he wrote that. He probably saw the trailer.
If you want to see Cthulhu... Well, maybe he got them confused.
Yeah.
Because he was on his phone.
Doesn't know where he's at. Yeah, he was on his phone at the time.
There were a couple adults in the theater that were like on their phone the entire movie.
It's like, no wonder you went to the movie just to be on your phone.
Another of my favorite... This one might be my favorite for the ultimate in pretension.
Yeah.
And just general overreacting to things. Yeah. Overly dramatic. Says, this guy from the Times says, It provoked periods of actual physical discomfort. I had to stab myself repeatedly in the hand with a pen to distract from the howling distress.
It's like, what? That bad, huh?
Somebody's a little bit dramatic.
You got a 0 out of 5 on there, too. That means this movie, a 0 out of 5 means there's no merit whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
Even the visuals are bad.
Well,
he thought the visuals are bad.
He had to stab himself to protect himself from the howling
Maybe he
distress.
accidentally stabbed himself in the eyeball. Quite couldn't see anything. That's all you heard was just the noise. It's like, because at least it would get 1 out of 5. Come on.
Like, okay. If you don't like the movie, that's fine. You can not like the movie, but like these reviews are insane.
Yeah, it's like, or this other guy is like, so lacking a substance and purpose that after a while you can't even hear the dialogue over the inconsistent sounds of Aristotle's ghost punching himself. Some guy from the Rap. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, these reviews are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
It's like, no wonder people don't like critics, because it's like...
And it's like pretentious nonsense.
Yeah, it's like not even like...
They try to be clever, and it's just coming off as really jaded.
Yeah, it's
nihilism.
Like... yeah, he's like, they're like the Luna at the end.
Yeah, that Luna, my favorite Luma, the one that's
about,
like a psychopath.
It talks about the world's gonna end. It's like it's the sweet embrace of death and everything else.
The impending sound of your demise or whatever.
The impending sound of Aristotle punching himself.
Yeah, Aristotle's ghost punching himself and stabbing himself in the hand with a pen.
Yeah, because of this movie. It's like weird.
That's bizarre. To have that much hate.
It's like this movie is like not Shakespeare here. It's like,
no,
what are you talking about?
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if it was, to be honest.
Which I know there was another person talking about, like, they wanted movies kind of like Aladdin or something. Or
okay,
like
fine,
Snow White. That's how kid movies should be.
And there are people that say that there have been movies for children that have much better stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sure. There definitely are.
Yeah.
Without a doubt there are. But then they always bring up like the same 5 movies.
Yeah.
Like I saw one guy arguing about The Lion King, and it's like The Lion King is literally adapting Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Of course, it has a better story than Mario.
I mean, they have death and everything in it.
Yeah. So
I don't know if death is really allowed in kids movies nowadays, but
especially
I don't
on a Mario
in a
movie.
Mario movie. I don't know if that's
here's
if they would do that anymore, because back then that
Right.
was like the 90s, so they would do stuff like that. But I don't know how times have changed with kids movies. I don't watch kids movies, so
right.
The last kids movie I watched was probably Mario, the first
one, yeah.
The first Mario,
and I don't
know
watch
what's
too many
really
more either, because
allowed and not.
I work with kids.
Yeah.
But I work in like a preschool for special needs kids, so they're not at a level to watch a movie. Like they mostly can't focus on anything more than a couple minutes. So we don't really watch movies. But when I worked in schools that were a little bit older kids, then we would watch like the Minions movies or whatever. So I used to be relatively up to date on kids movies, but now I don't know what's going on with those. But I enjoyed both of these Mario movies as a fan of the games. I could see if you weren't a fan of the games, you probably wouldn't like them, but I don't know if that necessarily means that you need to be stabbing yourself in the hand with a pen.
Even if you like took all the nostalgia out of it.
Yeah.
It's just an adventure movie.
Yeah, it's just
that's all it is.
with some wacky stuff happening.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
and if you're a little kid, you don't have to necessarily know what everything is.
Yeah,
you're just like, wow, this is fun.
It's cool and fun. They're doing some fun stuff. That's all you really need to know.
So
I wasn't like picking out the literary meanings of Mario saying "Mamma Mia" or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He does say it in the movie at one point, but
and then there aren't that many drastic changes. The only drastic change that really happens here is that they basically state that Rosalina and Peach are sisters.
Yeah.
In this, but Nintendo right from the start had always implied that they were connected in some way. They never
don't look the same.
Yeah.
So
they never actually come out and say what the connection is between them. So here they're just saying they're sisters. The interesting thing will be to see if in the future they also say that in the games.
They probably will. I actually don't know how... because Peach had her own game pretty recently. Yeah. I don't know what the storyline is at, but...
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
I think Rosalina is actually in it. Okay. I'm pretty sure, but maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but...
I'm not sure what the story is with that, but they do kind of incorporate stuff from the movies because Donkey Kong was a major part of the first movie.
They changed his design.
They changed his design. And then when they did Donkey Kong Bonanza, it was very similar to the movie design. So my question with that is, like, are they going to use this Rosalina Peach thing in the future for the games? And also the other question coming up is Fox. So rumors are heavily swirling around that there is a Star Fox game coming out for the Switch 2. Supposedly in the summer. So that's coming very soon. So that would mean that Fox's inclusion in this is almost certainly to boost sales for that. And like that could incorporate, is that what he's going to look like in the game or something like that? Or is he going to look more like the anime style?
Yeah, which is actually the original ones are like that.
Because they showed an anime. In fact, Nintendo officially made a short like OVA anime for Star Fox Zero when that came out.
Yeah, they have a pretty big
like that was pretty cool.
They do have a pretty big anime. Like they must work with some anime developers because
actually the Star Fox Zero thing was animated by the guys that went on to do Beastars.
Oh, did they? That could make
Which
sense.
actually makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty similar.
At least they can draw anthropomorphic animal men.
Because I don't know how Game Freak. I know Game Freak's a big studio in Nintendo or whatever.
Yeah.
They make Pokemon anime like all the time. Like it's not part of the actual show, but it's like OVA or whatever. Right. It's like the stuff you put on.
But the style that they
like
used
was
anime look. Similar to what Illumination did for the backstory for Star Fox.
Yeah.
For the team. Which I want to point that out since everybody keeps calling the character Star Fox. Star Fox is the name of his squadron.
Yeah.
It's not him. He's Fox McCloud.
Yeah, he's Fox McCloud. It even says Fox McCloud in the movie.
Right. That's like saying, like, Wedge Antilles shows up in Star Wars and you're like, oh man, that's Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, that's Rogue.
I love Rogue Squad. He's my favorite guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just like a side note thing that I find a little bit annoying as a Star Fox fan. That everybody's like a fan of the franchise Star Fox.
Yeah.
But everybody seems to be pointing out that his name is Star Fox. And it's like, no,
it's not.
His name's not Star. So, yeah, so I guess going forward with this, the one weird thing is they kind of pulled not a Jurassic World. They pulled a Zack Snyder move here. Mm-hmm. Because they went he went from Man of Steel to Death of Superman in 2 movies. Here we went from Mario Brothers to Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, it's a pretty big jump. Which
is like skipping 25 years of Mario.
And they put like Mario World and everything else in it.
For like a second.
Yeah. Like they have like power-ups from like pretty much all the games at this point.
Right. So it's like, what do you think they're going to do going forward here?
I think because of the end credit scene with Daisy.
Yeah.
Because Daisy shows up at the very end. So she's like a princess from another realm or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. It's like Sarissa Land, which is Super Mario Land. The main villain of that movie is Wario.
Well, yeah, the main villain from the first game is Tatanga.
Yeah.
Who's like an alien warlord.
The second one is... I guess the second... Because I don't think the second one... Actually, the second one doesn't have Daisy in it.
I don't think so.
The first one does. So maybe it is Tatanga, but it would put... This would be... If it's going to go with those type of games, those are the Game Boy games.
Yeah.
So it would be Tatanga and probably Wario.
Probably Wario.
Because Wario's trying to take over Mario's position or whatever. Because he's
Wario breaks into Mario's castle.
Yeah, Mario's castle.
Which, since when did he have a castle? But I guess he lives in a mushroom hut.
Yeah, no.
With his brother and Yoshi.
Yeah.
In the movie, so I guess he gets an upgrade.
Pretty much.
Maybe the Luma built him a castle when they finished.
Actually, this movie they really didn't go into like the real world like Brooklyn thing anymore.
No, Yoshi.
It's like very little.
Yoshi went there for a little bit. Like, he got run out of town.
Yeah, run out because stealing stuff and breaking stuff and everything else.
Right.
And people didn't question that this dinosaur is running
around.
Well,
that's because they got attacked by like a Koopa army the year before. So and Donkey Kong's just like on a rampage in the town.
Yeah, he's just like attacking New Donk City or whatever.
New Donk City. So, yeah, I think they could go forward. Now, here's the thing. Does Illumination course correct because of all of the criticism of the films? Like, even though they're really successful, do you think that if they were to incorporate more story elements and character developments, it would just enhance the films and get even more revenue? So, maybe.
Yeah.
They don't need to, though, because they make $1 billion per movie. But if they decided that they wanted to try to bring in, like, the more rounded audience and not just the fanboys and the little kids.
Yeah.
Now, the one way around that, because the Mario games barely ever have a plot.
Yeah.
One way around that would be to incorporate RPG elements. So, there's Mario RPG, and there's the Mario and Luigi games for the Game Boy Advance and DS and all that stuff. And then there's Paper Mario. At least one of them, I think, either Mario Luigi or the Paper Mario has like an alien invasion plot, which they could fold in with Tatanga.
Yeah.
It's like the Shroom or something is the name of the thing. It's almost like the Yuuzhan Vong or something from Mario World. And so, since this one's a Galaxy movie, do they also just go ahead and call the next one Super Mario Galaxy 2 and then actually use the plots from like a Mario RPG game or Mario Land or something for an alien invasion of the Mushroom Kingdom?
They could do Super Mario Universe.
Yeah, there you go.
Super Mario Universe.
Just make up something. So they could expand that, but if they start incorporating RPG elements in, then they will have character development and storylines.
I wouldn't mind having Mario RPG stuff in there. Fighting Kulix and stuff. But it's like, because he's like a spaceman. It's like, he kind of looks like a space. He has a star.
Gino into it.
Yeah, I want to see Gino and Mallow.
Yeah.
And Bowser is like kind of a good guy.
They kind of did that here.
Yeah, because
for a bit.
Yeah, because he's kind of a good guy. Like he acts like a good guy, like a bad guy, but he's like not.
Yeah, they need to explain how he isn't a pile of dry bones anymore. But other than that.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe like the wizard guy shows up.
Some magic
like,
thing.
Oh, you're back to whatever, and then you're done.
Or Peach just resurrects him or some crap. Or Rosalina or somebody.
Like, we need your help to fight Smithy.
Yeah. Well, Peach and Rosalina can just touch palms and, like, create a planet. Yeah. So they probably can...
They use, like, their magic to do something.
Yeah, they have, like, creation magic or something.
So, like, Rosalina is, like, a god.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's a goddess, and I guess Peach must be a goddess.
Peach must be, too, by this...
Because you need both of them.
Right. So I guess there's the easy hand wave.
Yeah.
Maybe even a literal hand wave.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, here you go. You have your body back.
Bowser's back. So...
But he's trying to escape, though. They're like, we're trying to escape here.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? And maybe they get back to their castle, and then they find a big sword sticking out of it.
Yeah.
And there's your
there you go, Mario. Yeah, Mario Brothers. But I guess if they really want to put Wario in there, though, they probably could.
Oh, yeah, they could put Wario in there.
Yeah, because... But Wario, how did Wario even come to be?
Well, I don't know, but Charlie Day, who plays Luigi, was famously in the series Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He said that Danny DeVito should be.
There you go. That should be.
Honestly, I think that would work.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that'd be good casting.
And I can already see the Easter egg. It's gonna be like WarioWare stuff and everything else.
Oh yeah, like it'd probably be a Wario thing.
Yeah.
So they could go one of two ways, or do the Illumination thing and just throw everything at you.
Yeah, because I think like if they were to the RPG elements,
well,
I think Mario Luigi would be the one that they go with.
Yeah,
because it already has. It's like kind of like the movie, anyways.
Yeah, that might be the one that has the alien invasion.
Yeah, it has like Egad in it, and he's like the Bean Man,
which is another thing. Apparently, Charlie Day wants to do a Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Movie, which I think would also work.
Yeah, that could work because he's like the scaredy cat. So,
but I feel like that should be its own movie.
Yeah,
like with jump scares, but kid friendly, but like a horror movie for kids.
Not real monsters, but like Monsters Incorporated or something.
Yeah, it would be like what's that? Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion,
something like that, where it's kid friendly horror.
Yeah,
gateway horror film kind of thing. Like I think that could work. Honestly, I'd be down for... They're definitely going to do another Mario movie, mainline Mario movie, but I would be down for Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
I definitely want a Star Fox movie. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, just because the character's not super... Although he's pretty popular now.
Yeah, people at least know who he is.
Everybody thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
They like telegraph it in the movie because he says his backstory, and then Toad's like, that is the coolest dude I have ever seen. And it's basically, like, they're definitely setting up either the game, which is most likely, or a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did think it was cool that Fox isn't from their universe.
Yeah.
I saw people complaining about that on Twitter. With people complaining everything on Twitter. But somebody was like, why can't they just be from a different planet or something? And it's like, because the rules don't even exist.
Yeah, he's
like,
not from there.
One thing, I don't know if this was intentional or not. I think it was. But one thing I thought was really cool is this movie, because in Mario Galaxy, if you play that game, you travel just by jumping into a star and firing across space with your bare skin exposed and you're not in a suit or anything. So, like, space doesn't do anything to you in Mario Galaxy. And they get to the spaceport by flying on a bug.
Yeah, I know.
In this movie.
It's like Depression the bug or something.
Yeah, it's like this miserable bug or something.
Yeah.
That was one of the reviewers.
Yeah, pretty much.
This, like, miserable person.
It just looks like it's just sad all the time.
Yeah. So, in the Mario world, you can go through space with, like, nothing at all. And in this film, Star Fox, I just called him that, Fox, is flying his R-Wing with the canopy and the cockpit open. And Mario, Yoshi, Toad, everybody's just hanging on the wings.
Yeah.
Like, they're all just out in space.
Yes.
But at the end of the movie, which would make sense because if you can't do that back home, and Fox being like a thrill chaser type thing, I'm like, I can fly with my cockpit open? Okay.
Yeah.
So he does that, but then at the end of the movie, they add, like, Toad or somebody asks him, what are you going to do next? And he's like, well, the princess fixed my hyperdrive, so I'm going home.
Yeah.
First thing he does is he closes the canopy on his cockpit because he doesn't want to get sucked out into space and die, because that can happen in his world.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's not just like they're from a different planet, they're from a different reality.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think Link works in the Mario world. I don't think Samus would work in the Mario world.
Those are, like, real life things.
Right. Like, and so's Fox. I mean,
Yeah.
Star Fox is, like, people are getting shot and killed in space battles. Like, it's definitely not Mario.
Yeah. And, like, and Samus is, like, doing genocide on one species or whatever. Killing everything.
Whole planets are blowing up every time she goes somewhere. She blows up the
planet.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I want to see a Star Fox thing, but I'm not sure. I'd be happy with the game if that's true.
I want to see a Metroid movie, but
that
hasn't been in the pipeline, so I don't know if it's actually going to show up. But I could see Brie Larson being
honestly
Samus,
same,
because she's already a gamer and wants to be Samus anyways, and she's in this movie,
and she's just a voice for Rosalina. There's plenty of people that have played multiple people in the same franchise. So I could see that. I'd be down for any of that, really.
And we have Zelda movie coming out.
The Zelda movie's the next thing.
That's real.
That's something I've wanted to see for years.
Yeah.
And I know I'm in the minority, but I really like the live action idea.
Yeah, I think I want to see the discourse, because if Link starts talking, people complain about that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, you're gonna have to have him talk. It doesn't make any sense.
He talks in the game.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't actually talk that we hear.
Yeah, he's like off screen talking.
But people are responding to him like they're having a conversation. So
like, unless everyone is like schizophrenic or something.
They're just talking to themselves when he's standing there.
It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, he talks, it's just he's off screen because they didn't want to put a voice to the character.
Right. Well, he does talk in the game, in the cartoon.
Excuse me, princess.
Yeah, he does. Excuse me, princess.
But yeah, we'll see how that goes. They're filming in actual Lord of the Rings locations, which is pretty cool.
Which that works pretty well, because you have Ganon and everything else. That's like, it kind of looks like Lord of the Rings.
Right. So they're clearly using Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings as like inspiration.
That's a good thing.
Which that's a huge.
And I think
thing.
What was that? Did he do? He did Planet of the Apes, right? I think he did.
No, that was. Oh yeah, the director.
Yeah, director.
Yeah, the guy that's doing the new Zelda. I think he did the newest Planet of the Apes.
And the one thing they did in that movie, there was a lot of wide open shots, like around the cities or whatever. And I have a feeling that's going to be doing that here.
Right. Yeah.
Which
that's true.
It's like wide spanning shots.
The very first scene, I think, opening scene in the newest Planet of the Apes movie, I think, is like this expansive shot of this rolling valley or something.
Of it, like this, like these buildings that are overgrown and everything else.
Yeah, so it's like, I think that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that works with Zelda, because Zelda's supposed to be about open experience, like the open adventure or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to do that. I don't think it's going to adapt any of the games. I think it's going to tell a different story.
Yeah,
because the screenshot they showed, Zelda was like Breath of the Wild Zelda, but then Link was dressed like Ocarina of Time or something. So
I have a feeling that's probably what they're going to do. They're probably going to make it more... Probably just like its own thing.
I could see it mostly being Ocarina of Time because that's a good starting point for general audiences. But then incorporating elements from other stuff.
Yeah, because Breath of the Wild did a pretty... That's... As much as I don't like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they did a good job with the Link and Zelda, like, interactions.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, specific areas where you go for memories, and it's, like, Link's memories. And he's talking to Zelda and Link. They're both talking to each other. It has, like, some pretty good character moments.
Yeah.
And they probably could do that in the game.
That's going to be the movie that's going to be character and plot driven.
Yeah.
More than Mario.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the Star Fox thing could be more character driven than the Mario thing. Both of those games have character moments. They have stories. Zelda, obviously, way more than Star Fox. Yeah. But even Star Fox has a story that you can follow. Mm-hmm. So, and then Metroid is the other one that has a lot of material to use for a film. They're very cinematic. Mario's not all that cinematic.
Yeah.
By itself. They have to do something to change it to make it cinematic. Unless they incorporate RPG stuff.
Yeah.
Mario RPG is cinematic as hell, but the regular Mario games, not so much.
Yeah, and it actually kind of follows the games anyways, because Zelda's always about the adventure.
Yeah.
That's the whole premise of the game, is the adventure.
And
not knowing what's going, like, it's like, just like an adventure,
and a lot of people are using stuff that's going on in the Illumination movies as like a hint at what the Zelda movie's going to be like, but the Illumination's not making the Zelda movie, so like why would that
matter? This is being made by like a director.
Yeah,
like,
it's probably also still Universal, I assume, but it's a totally different type of film. And the director, like we said, is the guy that did the recent Planet of the Apes films.
Yeah.
Those are well received.
Yeah.
By most people.
They're not like bad.
No. So I have faith in the Zelda movie.
Yeah.
It looks, everything I've seen for it looks good.
They did a pretty good choice in an actor and
casting
actress.
Looks good. They look like the people they're
The only thing I don't know, who did they pick for Ganon?
I don't know if
they even said who it was.
I think we only know the two.
Or Ganondorf, or I don't know. I'm assuming it's Ganondorf. I'm assuming they're using Ocarina of Time majority of it, but
that's my assumption, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like they may be doing a completely fresh thing with just elements.
Because Zelda's always like that though. It doesn't really have.
Each game
is, but it's like not.
Each game is its own thing because the timeline's wild in Zelda anyway. Like there's like hundreds of years between games, and it just cycles and repeats itself.
Yeah,
like Link's never the same guy. It's another guy that's Link
that has the tunic because he's like a reincarnation of Link.
Right.
He's like the hero of time. He's called the hero of time because he's there fighting every time.
Every so many centuries, a new hero takes up the mantle.
When evil shows up, like Ganondorf is like the embodiment of evil. When he shows up, you need a hero that show to kill him. It's like that storyline. And then Zelda's like the mediator, I guess.
Right. And Zelda's similar to Peach and Rosalina, where she's like supernatural. She's not an ordinary person.
No, usually. She has like magic powers.
So all the Nintendo princesses are like goddesses, practically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then people complain when they make Peach into a girl boss or something, and it's like all the Nintendo princesses are like gods.
Yeah, even Wind Waker version was, and she's like a pirate.
Yeah.
She's a pirate, but like a pirate princess.
Yeah.
Which, I can see Wind Waker. I guess that would not. I don't think if they were to make a Wind Waker, that would not work.
Well, that would have to be.
That's like Waterworld or something. Or whatever. It's like Kevin Costner
could be in it.
He's Link, and he's just the most expensive movie ever made.
He could do that voice like he did for Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's I guess our thoughts on Nintendo franchises going forward. Another rumor that's out there, which I don't know how legitimate any of this is, but there's a rumor that they're going to do a remake of Ocarina of Time, and it's coming out like in the fall or winter.
Yes.
With a Zelda Switch 2, and that might be the thing that gets me the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm like...
Unless it's scalped.
I've always bought Nintendo systems with the Zelda game, because Zelda, even though I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, I still am a Zelda fan to an extent. Because that's not as much. Because the games is kind of like, that's a lot of years without like a game that you really like. And it's like, it's alright.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they go back to the original, like the the other ones because I don't like. I mean, there's some things about Breath of the Wild I do like, but most of the stuff is like it kind of doesn't feel like a Zelda game.
Right.
Yeah. But I always buy the console when the Zelda game comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, same for me. Like I would say I'm split. Well, we're probably similar. I'm split almost 50-50 between Zelda and Star Fox.
Yeah.
As my favorite Nintendo properties, and you're like Metroid and Zelda.
Yeah, Metroid, Zelda is pretty much.
Which I also like Metroid, but
yeah.
like I said, I have that backstory with Star Fox. So.
And actually lately Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem's been
Fire Emblem's
really
good too. Yeah. That's another one. And that's one I didn't even think of. They could turn that into a movie.
That's like an epic. That could be like their medieval epic, actually, if they really wanted to be it. Because that would work. Yeah. But I don't know, is Fire Emblem a Nintendo property? Or is it kind of like a different company that just kind of works with Nintendo?
It's a Nintendo thing. Like, it's a mainline Nintendo game.
Because I remember there was a point in time when they said Fire Emblem like studio was going to like close because it was like going bankrupt or something.
I think they do use another studio, but it's also considered like
a Nintendo property.
Nintendo things. It's probably like how Donkey Kong was being made by Rare, but Donkey Kong is owned by Nintendo.
Because like I think,
although Xbox didn't know that when they bought.
Yeah. Three Houses is what revived the series again.
Three Houses was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good game though.
So yeah, we're right now way off topic.
Yeah, because I guess we're doing Nintendo properties.
We're doing all Nintendo now.
Everyone wants that Smash Brothers movie, but they're saying that's not.
Miyamoto says no, that's not happening. Although Smash has a crazy storyline.
Yeah, it's
like if you play the storyline, it goes on forever.
Which with this movie in particular, they actually have a reason why these characters are there. Because they have like just a warp hole or something opens up and they go to like whatever world.
Well, something crazy's going on because we ended up with Fox in this universe.
Yeah,
so.
he said like something. Well, I forgot what he said. Did he say
it's like warp drive exploded?
Yeah, it's something with the warp drive like opened up like another portal.
There's something wrong with the G diffuser.
Yeah. So you could have that like Zelda could be like, I don't know, Agamemnon or whatever that guy's name is. That wizard guy launches Link into the whatever world. Yeah. And Mario could have, I don't know, like another wizard thing or something.
That's why I'm kind of curious as to what Fox would look like in his own movie if they existed. Like, is he going to have that anime style? Or does he look like he did in this movie? But I think he looks the way he does in this movie because he's in their world. Yeah. So it changes his animation style.
Like Mario could just get shot into a supernova. I don't know if that brings it. The star screws up and shoots him into a supernova.
and then Mario ends up in the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
and
Master
it's just
Hand.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah,
with black hair.
Yeah, just Chris Pratt.
Brown hair dye or something.
Yeah, with like a Mario hat on.
The mustache.
He's like, I've never played a Mario game in my life.
Stomping Koopas.
Stomping Koopas.
Hours of my life stomping Koopas.
The way he says Koopas in that interview just sounds like a racial
slur
or something like that.
It was really weird. I was like, great.
He just hates Koopas.
He just hates Koopas all the time.
Those Koopas. So anyway, that's our thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm down for Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
I'll the pre-order tickets if they do a Star Fox movie.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda is the next film in the lineup.
Which I think that comes out next year.
Next year, I think. And to be honest, I think it looks good.
Yeah, I do too.
We'll see what actually happens. But
I know the Discord over Twitter, like always, there's Discord over something.
Yeah.
Is always bad, but Twitter is not.
Bad. Well,
Twitter is not your source of real fans at
no,
this point.
Well, and then my fandom, of course.
Yeah.
Star Fox. You can imagine what that's looking like on the internet right now.
Again, probably Twitter and
Twitter and
or X or whatever it's called, and Reddit.
Yeah, the non-Star Fox fans that have just now discovered anthropomorphic foxmen, and it's like, you know where this is going.
Yeah, I know where that's going.
They're just like, Fox is hot or whatever. I'm like, no. That's not why we like the franchise. At least that's not why I like the franchise.
I'm sure there's people that are out there that do, but I'm not saying anything bad about that. But at the same time, it's like not the reason why people like the games.
Don't make this the Sonic fan.
Yeah, you don't want to be a Sonic fandom where that's another rabbit hole you probably don't want to go into. But
right, so that group of people is coming out of the woodwork because of Fox's newfound fame. But whatever. That was going to happen regardless. Yeah. So I guess we'll just deal with that when the time comes.
It's like, well, it's going to happen. Normally when you have characters that are attractive is what normally happens.
Yeah.
But it's not the reason why people like the games. It's just that's what just happens.
Some people probably. But
some people.
Most of us just like the cool space battles. Pretty much.
Most people, the gameplay's pretty good and the story's good.
Yeah, it's like
the other parts.
Yeah, it's like Top Gun with animal people. So it's fine. So that's going to wrap it up for the Mario Galaxy discourse. This is a long one for us, almost an hour, but we had a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah,
because it looks like Mario is probably a pretty big franchise. So
yeah, and since we also do a lot of gaming stuff, we're definitely at least casual fans of the Mario franchise.
I mean, we did play Super Luigi U or whatever.
We should do that again.
I have Wonder, but
yeah, we should do that again.
Yeah,
on stream. We keep trying to do like survival horror stuff, but we should probably split it up with some Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, because I always like to split it up or something. We are primarily, or like if you want to, like I guess it's a plug-in, shameful plug-in at the end of this video. That's like an hour later.
If you're somehow still here.
Yeah, if you really want to watch our streams, we're trying to get back to streaming. We do normal horror stuff, but we might play something else here and there.
Yeah. So, and I'm trying to figure out my setup. If I can get my crap to work, then I can play more retro games and that sort of thing. So I may be doing more Nintendo stuff which will also be on the gaming channel, or stuff just ends up dropped on the same channel. And if you want to find us on Twitch, we're the same name, but you're not going to find too many other people called Courageour Frights. Yeah. So we should just look that up and you'll find us on every platform, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for our review of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So if you saw the movie, let us know what you thought of it in the comments below. We may or may not ignore them.
Yeah.
and if you like this review, you can click on this to like some more of this stuff and tell us what else you want to see us review in the future. And you too can feel the strength welling within. See ya.